Unmuting. All right. Shout out to the technical people from Stamped doing this stream today with everyone. I'm happy to be here on the first Stamped Julian Jordan stream. I was very excited to do this. You know, I've been watching a lot of streams myself, and I was like, why not do it myself sometimes? Because I feel like next to producing music live, it's really nice to just talk with you guys. Yeah, just chill a bit, like talk about music, talk about everything else, and listen to some music as well. Listen to some demos. I think it's really nice to do that. And yeah, you know, let's have some fun. I have a few screens that I can show you. I'm going to produce live with you guys. So yeah, let's answer some questions first, because I haven't seen you guys in a while. I haven't talked to you guys online for a while. I've been posting stuff. I've been going on tour, so if I saw you on tour, that's amazing. But I haven't talked to the community in a while, so I'm really excited to hear what y'all been working on, and if you have some questions about, you know, whatever. So let's go. By the way, the camera is doing well right now, but we had some problems because it was a bit too hot. So if the camera like dies, we are fixing it immediately. Just know that we know that something is going on with it. But right now it's all fine. But when it gives like an error, just know. Okay. Tijn Slootman says, how is touring? Touring is amazing. As the, like, I mean, like, sometimes the traveling part is a bit like, how do you say? The traveling part is a bit hard because it's like a lot of hours waiting, and you're playing for 1 hour, 1 hour 30, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes even longer. But the problem is that, you know, most of the touring is basically waiting on an airport, waiting on like your hotel room for the show to start, going to the airport, going to the different cities. So you're like flying for 8-9 hours to a city. And then it's nice to explore a bit. So, you know, I hope, I always hope the show is nice, and the show is always nice, and that's what makes it all worth it. But like the whole traveling part is a bit tiring to be honest. But yeah, where can we send demos? So later on we will do like a demo drop. I'm gonna show you guys the email already, so you can like yeah, try to send already. It's called sendjjmusic@gmail.com. So sendjjmusic@gmail.com. I'll show you the email. I'm not sure if you guys can see it well. Sendjjmusic, that's SENDJJMUSYC@gmail.com. So yeah, you can send some demos there. We're gonna do that later. When new collab with Martin Garrix, yeah, you know, we're always sending each other music, so you never know. We've been working on a lot of projects, and you never know which one is coming out, so maybe soon. India, yeah, I'm working on India as well for touring. I love India. The fans there are amazing. To be honest, one of the craziest energy I have worldwide. Always outside of the show, but especially inside of the show, it's always going well. So I love that. Shout out to Arcando for checking in. What's up, man? Greg Avon says, where can we see you at ADE? Any stamped event planned? I don't even know. Like, for me, this is going to be the first year that I'm probably not going to be at ADE, since I'm going to be touring in Australia. So I'm very looking forward to that. I have 2 shows in Australia. But yeah, that's exactly during ADE. So that's like a bit, you know, it's a bummer, but, you know, next year is going to be fine. Yo, what's up, Martin Stevenson? Checking in. Nice to see you, Golden Sun. What's up? Tokyo. Yeah, I love Tokyo. I'm going back there. We're just working on some dates, but just know that it's still going to happen this year. I'm probably going to do a whole tour. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, I didn't open this email. I see like someone saying like 420 unread emails. That's true, because I only use this email for like events and demo drops, and then after that a lot of emails are going back in, but that's just not like what I can do every day, so it's nice to do it sometimes right now. New IDs, yeah, I have a lot of IDs. I will show you guys later in the stream. I also posted a video on my Instagram, like doing all the IDs, just to see which one you guys want to release first. Already some demos coming in. That's amazing. Julian, can you release Power 1.0? I don't know, Power 1.0. Maybe that's like an ID name that's been going around on the internet. But you know, it's always like funny because then I drop a track somewhere, like at a live stream or like at a set, and then all of a sudden people are starting to give it like a certain name, and I'm like, I didn't even know that name was like used for for the track. I had this one track that I was doing together with Martijn. It was like way back in the beginning. We did a track together. We never like released it, but it got like into some streams or whatever, like some radio shows, or like someone played it live, and then like it started living live online. And I remember the track was called Usama, but we never called it that way. So it was like the biggest question mark, like why is this ID called Usama? Because we didn't call it that. But yeah, you know, some fan just randomly called it like that. Maybe a fan thought like maybe they make a track in my name or something. That would be fun. But yeah. How we rave ID. That's an old one. Come to Sri Lanka. Yeah, let's go. Yo, shout out to Martijn. Checking in. I love Coke Zero. Yeah. Coke Zero, I live off that. I live off that. I'm trying to be healthy, you know, and the thing is like every day I try to drink as much water, but then, you know, I just need some kind of like sweetness because otherwise water is just too boring. I cannot drink boring stuff. Julian, what advice would you give to beginner producers to grow their music and socials? Okay, so this is really helpful, I think. Growing socials, growing music is a different thing. I feel music is 50% of the thing, and like how you market it is 50%. I mean, even like marketing nowadays is even like more like percentage wise. I feel like there's a lot of music out there that is not even that good, but just has great marketing. So that's a sign of, you know, that right now it's really important to run like marketing, socials, whatever. My tip, advice to someone starting out, because it's really easy to get lost in like social media, because you look at someone, you look at like a artist popping up, and you're starting yourself, and you're like, okay, but this guy or this girl is like going everywhere, making videos, everything's going viral, everything works well, and it's really easy to get lost because you see that and you're like, okay, I don't know how to do it. I just want to make good music, and then you're almost like, okay, I don't want to do anything with it anymore because it seems too hard to market it. But in the end, everything you have to do yourself, and you have to be creative in a way that you are still being yourself. So imagine we're making music. Think about the way of producing music also in like, how am I gonna make videos of this? How am I gonna market this? Should I do some studio sessions? Should I film myself in the studio? Should I film outside? And think about that no one starts with, you know, no one is going to start with 100,000 followers. You have to start somewhere. And as long as you keep like the consistency in, post videos, post videos, post videos, post videos, send your music to other people. That's how you're gonna build like that's how you're gonna build up your career and your marketing. Just don't expect it to go from the get-go. It's going to happen, but if you do it like if you give yourself like 2 years with consistency, you will see the difference and look back from the first year, and you will be like, okay, I made some progress. And that's what it's all about. You cannot be at the end immediately. You have to start somewhere and build it up manually. That will be at the end, that will be worth all of it. So yeah. Demo drop email again. Yes, I'll show you guys again, because I get some demos coming in. It's sendjjmusic@gmail.com. I'll show you. Sendjjmusic sendjjmusc@gmail.com. sendjjmusc@gmail.com. So you guys can send some demos there. We're going to check it out. Music, socials all the way. Of course, music is the most important, but you have to brand it because there's coming out like millions of songs every day. And if you don't know how to brand it, it's like throwing away your song. And we live in a time that only good music is not good enough anymore. I wish it was, because it's so important, and in the end it's the most important aspect. But if you only have the good music and you don't know how to bring it to the people, like bring it to an audience, you will not reach the right people, and it will basically be just a waste, because no one wants to waste a good song. No one wants to waste making music, because in the end, why you make music is to inspire other people, and you want to reach the right people, and that's only possible through social media and playing it out there. Get your music heard by letting it be played by big DJs, and I think that's the most important right now. All right. Do you think age can affect starting to produce music? That's a good question, and I don't think that it's important. I feel age is because I started since I was 15 years old. I started producing when I was 12, and I started touring when I was 15. But I made music, I made dance music, and I wasn't even going to any festivals, any clubs, because it basically was illegal to go to a club or go to a festival. So I didn't have any knowledge about dance music culture. I haven't been to a party myself. I was just seeing stuff online, and that's what I loved. That's the dance music that I loved. And I started to make music because of what I saw online, you know. And back then, I started producing. I started just making music for fun, and it started out to be serious. I started touring, and I was 15, and I didn't know anything about the culture. So I saw people way older that were already DJs that like they got their breakthrough even later. Like for instance, I'm 30 years old right now. I think like David Guetta even like he got his breakthrough in his 40s or something. I don't even know if that's true, but like there's a lot of people that still like kill it on stages. Look at Armin, look at Chesto. I mean, age doesn't matter as long as you just make great music, as long as you just have fun. If you're passionate about it, the passion will shine through. It's not your age that matters. It's not so much how you look. It's more like the passion you have, and if you have fun, and if you don't really see it as a business, if you just have fun and create something cool, then that's all that matters, and that's what will shine through. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna check some music. I'm just gonna start by going through some music. I can look at it. This is coming in. All right, we're gonna go to the first one, Greg Avon. The first one is Send It. All right, let's go. Take Me Away, radio mix. All right, I'm gonna listen. Take Me Away, Greg Avon. I love it. I really love it. I think production wise, you can do a bit more about the levels of it. I feel like you could have like a difference in like volume, especially like at the drop, because the break, everything sounds dope. I feel like sound wise, you really know what you're doing. I just feel like when the drop comes in, the impact could be a bit higher, you know, like a bit more like boom, there it is. But that's just mixing wise. So I don't really have anything to say about the rest. I feel like this is really a good track to just play out during a set. Creative wise, I feel like I've heard a lot of these kind of tracks, but it's good, you know, like mixing wise, sound wise, you know what you're doing. I just really need to have sometimes like in a drop a part where I'm like, okay, this is something different, you know, this is hitting me like, wow, what's happening? That effect I'm still kind of missing. You could try to change the lead synth like in the drop, like this part. I feel like that sound is a bit, you know, I've heard it a lot. Maybe you can try to change that sound into something unique or strange or maybe even weird, because the weird stuff is always going to get like recognized and people will be like, what is this? This is something new. This is something fresh. That could like really color up your whole track. So, but good job. I really like it. So Greg Avon, Take Me Away. You know what it is. You know what it is. Next one. Demo. GCR. Bigger. All right, let's go. Let's get it. I love the vibe. It's a bit like swaggy.
But every look back, it was Oz Bob. But every look back, it was Oz Bob bigger. But every look back, it was Oz Bob. But every look back, it was Oz Bob bigger. But every look back, it was Oz Bob. But every look back, it was Oz Bob bigger. But every look back, it was Oz Bob. But every look back, it was Oz Bob bigger.
All right, GCR. I really get the vibe of this track. I get where you want to go. I feel like it's a bit like minimal, and I really love it. Like the way you want to go. But the thing the sounds you chose are a bit like weaker. I would have chose a different clap. I would have chose different hi-hats. Mixing wise, you still need to work a bit on volumes, especially in a drop. But I think the most important thing is it's a bit too straight for me. But that's my personal taste. I feel like you have the bass line that's going now. Toon, 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 toon. You could try to spice it up a bit by playing around with the groove. So people always tend to make music a bit straightforward, but you could easily go a bit offbeat sometimes. That even makes it more like interesting sometimes. Like in ways of like toon, 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 toon. You could do toon, 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 toon. You know, it gives a bit more groove to the track. It makes it a bit more danceable when you play it live. And also the kick. Let me check it again. It feels a bit flat, so I would give it a bit more body. But the rest, I really like the idea you're going to. Maybe the vocal could be a bit more, you know, that people like listen to it and that they're like, okay, this vocal says something that I can recognize. But anyhow, I love where you're going, and this could be really dope, and I really could see this being played if it's like in the end, if you like finish the demo. So great job anyway. Let's get it. I'm going to the next one. Martin Stevenson. I just saw him in the chat. Oh. I always love his artworks. This guy. That's amazing. I received stamped release. You received super sexy track on your label. And a beer on me at ADE. Well, the second thing, that's pretty tempting, right?
Nothing could stop my head from turning. I never seen no voodoo like you do. Too late to reverse it. I heard it, I want it, I need it. That voodoo like you do, like you do. That voodoo, that voodoo, that voodoo, that voodoo, like you do.
I'm excited where it's going. Let's go. Let's go. Martin Stevenson coming through with the heat. I like it. I like it. It's like really aggressive stuff. I feel like this would work really well on like a big festival, you know, when you want to create some like crazy energy. Yeah, all I can say is like it's maybe not something that I would play, but it's definitely something that would work. I feel like in a set from like I don't know, Knock 2 or something. I'm not sure. This is dope. I mean, it has energy. It has all the right ingredients. So that's sick. Never disappoints. This guy knows what he's doing. Let's see. Getting a lot of stuff in. But I cannot check everything, so I have to be like randomly checking something. This is Bolaños and Cuts ID 4. Let's get it.
This one crew, put your hands up. This one here, got the wellness.
Okay, Bolaños and Cuts ID 4. You know, I feel like you know where you want to go. I feel like the sound choice is like, you know, I feel like the vibe, you know, you really want to know which vibe you want to go. Production wise, it's not there yet, and that's because like it's definitely also like mixing wise, the kick is a bit too weak. The kick needs a bit more body. I feel like it's all like a bit like compressed together. The sounds could be a bit more spicy, need a bit more body as well. And that's just like basically EQing, but also trying different filters, trying different effects. until you make it something super spicy, weird, that is definitely getting the attention it needs, like on the drop. For now, I feel like it's just not there yet, but it could get interesting. Maybe if you even make it more simple in the drop. So let's check it again in the drop.
One jingle of wellness.
You know, it's more of the melody that I feel like also is a bit off. I mean, the rhythm of the melody, that's where you have the groove and the rhythm of the bass. And right now it's a bit too hard to follow. I don't know. It could be simpler to give it more effect. And yeah, sound wise, you just need to play around with it, make it a bit more, like give it a bit more body, give it a bit more volume in everything, so that you have the effect of, you know, what I always do is, like, I grab a track that I really like, I play it underneath my own track, and then I look at the impact that that track gives me. So I look at the impact of what is the track doing that I really like, you know, energy wise, mixing wise, volume wise. And when I'm getting the same energy from my own production, then I know, okay, I'm doing something right. So I just play it underneath, I check it out, I'm like, okay, what does this track have that I miss in ways of volume, in ways of impact? And what you see happening a lot is that people in the build-up make it a bit more simple, pulling some volume, and then when the drop comes, when like the impact hits, everything goes up, and you have like this full atmosphere in your track, especially at the drop, like the full energy. Even like a simple drop with less ingredients, let's say, let's call it like that, could have a bigger impact because of like volume and the stuff that you do with the build-up. So really think about that when you produce. I'm going to check out. This is so hard to do. It's crazy. I can't even, because right now it's okay. But let's see. How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna go here. But Mirko Barbadoro. Mirko Barba. I'll be around. ID. There we go. There we go.
This is our fork in the road. Love's last episode. There's nowhere to go. Oh no, you made your choice. Now it's up to me to bow out gracefully. Though you hold the key, but baby, whenever you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there.
All right, Barba, I'll be around. ID. I hear like already some off-key stuff, so for me that's like, I cannot listen to off-key music because it's basically doing something with my brain. But I really appreciate you sending it in, because you know, it's like really taking balls to send music to a live stream. But I hear some off-key music in the breaks. Mix wise, it's not even like mix wise, like volume wise, it's actually not that bad, but more like the creative part, where I just don't really feel like it's easy to follow. You know, there's like a lot happening in different sounds at the same time, off beat but also off key, and I feel like off beat could work sometimes if you don't do it like too heavy. Right now I feel like it's too heavy, and it just basically needs a lot of work. But you know, it's we all started somewhere, and I feel like you don't even want to listen to my music when I started out, because it will not. People will start laughing. I'm like so ashamed to play my first music. So, you know, I feel like it takes balls to send it over, and I really appreciate you sending it in. But it just needs a lot of work. But what always helps me is just watching YouTube videos, watching tutorials from people. You know, go into like the technical aspect, go into ways of you know, making chords and basically practicing. So produce every day, make chords, make chord progressions every day. You will start to learn which works together, and then you could basically yeah, work a bit more on that melody part, because I feel like you know what you want to do, but only the work part just needs some work. But yeah, appreciate you for sending it in. We don't have too much time, so we're gonna go to the next ones. All right. Basically, I saw some people saying like, is it too late to send some music? It's not. You can still send it out. I'll just scroll like this because I don't know how to do it like on a fair. I want to play everyone's track, but it's too hard to do that. Okay, this one. M Banks, Body This, Master 3.
Eyes, lips, hot hips, girl, boy, body this. Night kiss, we dip, girl, boy, body this. Eyes, lips, hot hips, girl, boy, body this. Night kiss, we dip, girl, boy, body this. Body this, body this, body this, girl, boy, body this. Body this, body this,
Excited to hear the break. What's happening here? All right, dope. M Banks. You know what you're doing. I love it. It gives me a bit like Swedish House Mafia vibes, you know, stuff that you hear like in a set of Swedish House Mafia when you're like on a festival and you like hear them play. This could be something they would play, I think. But then the only thing that I would say about this is that the melody is a bit like going, it's not easy to follow. You know what I mean? I feel it's there, but you could make it a bit more simple to make it a bit more anthemy, you know? I always feel like people want to listen to music that, you know, people want to listen to music that they recognize a bit. So if you recognize a melody, you will start to enjoy it a bit more because you can sing it along. People in the crowd will be like, sing along to your track. This one is a bit too difficult to follow, I feel. If you would make it a bit more simple, let me check it out again. You could literally do like without all the extra notes in it, because then it's making a bit more sense, you know what I mean? Right now there's like a lot of notes in between that I feel like could have taken out, because in the end less is more. It gives your production more room, and all the other sounds are gonna, it gives it more room, more volume in the end, which will give it even a bigger effect live. So in this way, I feel like if you could take out something that isn't really necessary to be there, you should always take it out, because in the end, you can start a song making it like very busy and take some stuff out, take some stuff out, take some stuff out, and then in the end, boom, you will have something. You just actually need to use all the necessary sounds. The rest is just by being too creative. You know what I mean? So there's people that are like too creative. That I've been working with a lot of people like that. You know, I've been working with a lot of producers that are too creative. They make one track, like they actually have like one project, but then the break feels like a different track, the drop feels like a different track, the second break feels like a different track, and then the second drop also feels like a different track. So basically there's like 4 tracks in once, which is super sick. But then again, I feel like, yeah, it could be simpler for it to be effective. But in the end, there's no rules. No rules in music. I cannot stress this enough. So if you're proud of what you're doing, no one could tell you that you're doing wrong. I just think people that listen to your music, so they consume it on a festival, also DJs that want to play your music. So if you want to get played, if you want to get the most effect, you don't have to think too difficult about it sometimes, you know? It could be easier. You could make that melody a bit easier to follow. Still try to be original, but don't act like, don't push it too much in your creativity. But in the end, there's no rules. So, you know, I don't know, yapping. I'm gonna keep yapping. Then we go to the next one. Okay, I saw something. Fuck the cops. Oh, I don't know if I can swear. Actually, sorry about that. I'm not gonna say it again. But I just saw this title and I was like, okay, I need to check this out, because what is this? What is this gonna be? Let's go. Here we go. I feel like I heard this vocal before, but I like it. Swear. Here we go. I feel like where you want to go. It's something that I see could have been played by a lot of DJs. The only thing it really needs is a bit more. You know what? I was just yapping about how sometimes simple tracks work, but I feel like this is a bit too simple for me. Like for my taste, like if I would play it out, I just, when I make music, I want to have some effect in it that makes it like different. You know, some lead sound or some stab, because the drop could be very simple, could be a bass line, could be a kick and bass line, hats, snares, that's it. But then again, I feel like it needs something that stands out. You know, you had the track from Fisher with Losing It. I'm looking from a producer's perspective, and I was listening to it and I was like, this is so sick. The rhythm of that, you know, the rhythm of that, that synth going on, the bass line, it's so sick. But then I listened to a lot of like my friends, they also really loved it. And they said like, oh, the horn. Everyone was talking about the horn. And it's so funny because for me, it didn't even like stand out that much. But then think about the people that are going to listen to your track. You need something happening in your drop that stands out, that gives it effect when you play it live. Imagine being in a club, hearing like the the same thing over and over, and then all of a sudden there's coming in a drop with a sound that you're like, what is happening? That's some effect that I feel like this track needs it a bit. The maybe it's the stab on the drop, the bass shot. I like that it's like tight. I feel like volumes are great. Maybe it could even get a bit more like, the sustain could be a bit longer, like boom, 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 boom. Something like that, you know. It's just playing around, but I feel like you're getting there. Also the build-up could be a bit, like use a bit more energy. Some riser or whatever. But yeah, you're getting there. I feel like this is still like a demo, right? So yeah, you could get there. All right, next one's, I'm gonna do it like really like randomly. I saw people saying like, yeah, people send first, but I cannot play every demo, so I have to be, you know, doing it randomly like this. And right now I was at the top, so I'll do one at the bottom. Feeling this energy. Synthonics.
Feeling this energy. We need more energy. Get lost in the melody.
We need more energy.
Let's carve out our destiny. Feeling this energy. We need more energy. Get lost in the melody. Let's carve out our destiny. Feeling this energy. We need more energy. Get lost in the melody. Let's carve out our destiny. Feeling this energy. We need more energy. Get lost in the melody.
Here we go. Okay, I was blown away a bit by like everything that's happening. It's version 1, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I like it. It has a lot of energy. It's not something that I would play, to be honest, but I see this working like a really aggressive set for like a, you know, like bass house, like more like a dubstep sound, bass house, DJ, whatever. Yeah, this could really work live. I feel like it has the energy. Sound wise, it's good. I cannot really say anything about it. I really like it. Yeah, it's sick. It has energy. It definitely has energy. Like, it's saying like we need more energy. Well, it brings the energy. That's the most important. So I feel like this track is doing really well in that. Dope. And it's even crazier that it's V1. So I wonder how V12 is going to sound like. But yeah, I cannot really say anything bad about this one. I really love it. So good job. Good job. Keep going. Keep feeling this energy. You know how we do it. Next one, JJ Demo. I need to know my level. Can you help me to understand? Are these tracks good for stamped? I wish I can sign in. Are these tracks too good for stamped? Or no. Okay. Update your... Wait. Oh, I need to update my Dropbox, I see. BLV. Let's go. did a lot of like boxing when I was younger. I feel like when someone like attacked me on the streets and like they grabbed my throat and I'm like this on the street and then I still want to sing, then I would sound a bit like this.
The way helped me achieve. Nothing you stand, you believe. You lit the way helped me achieve.
Here we go to the drop. I think I know where you want to go. Yeah, I cannot say anything, like you said, like I want to know my level. I cannot say anything about that because I don't know you personally. I just heard this track. Yeah, level wise, it's I cannot say, like, even like at the high level, people are still feeling like I can get better. I feel like that's something of a creative person, you know. I always feel like I've got to learn something. So even like great producers feel like they have to learn. So I think you never are on your best level, because if you are on your best level, you will search for an even better level. So you're never done learning. So for me, it's really hard to say like at what level you are, because I simply don't know when you started, how your first track sounded like, your progress, the process that's been happening. All I can say is that, you know, I get yeah, I get where you want to go. Is it something that I would have loved producing? Maybe not really. Maybe it's a bit too, you know, it's too sounding too simple for me. Sound wise, it's also not really something that I would like make. I feel like if you use like reference tracks sometimes to check which tracks you want to sound like, you can basically see your level, what you want to achieve. So if you want to know your level, because that's what you asked me, try to find music that you want to sound like in ways of your level. You can lay it underneath your project, and then you can see like, am I already here or do I need more work? And then we come back to the thing that I was talking about earlier. Then you can see what the other tracks are doing that you are missing. So for instance, people are using like a different sound or a different step or a different kind of, I don't know, effect on the drop. Then you could try, okay, how can I make my own version out of this? And how could I do this the same, like have the same effect with like a different sound so that it's still something unique and I'm not recreating another track. But that's all, like, you know, that's all I can say about it. Yeah, I get the idea. I get where you want to go. I like your breaking stuff. I'm not a big fan of the saw. In the end, so just don't give up, just keep going, because yeah, you never know where you're gonna go. You never know where you're gonna go. Fart. What the I just saw someone sending in a fart. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to the to here. ID remix, Stephen Royce. All right, man. Excited to hear this. Yep, Beardol.
We are
Stephen Royce. I was hearing some stuff that I just wanted to check because sometimes, you know, when you play a track from SoundCloud, the quality could be a bit down, so it has like an effect sometimes that a kick is not like hearable again. But then I heard that it was basically in the track. I really like the vibe of it because it feels a bit also like something like Swedish House Mafia would play. A bit of that, you know, stuff that I heard a lot back in the day from like third party, maybe like even like some like there was like a genre in between progressive house and like electro house, and like people were making that a lot. That was so sick. Like people were like, I still feel like that could really work. So I feel like this is something that fits that, but it just needs a lot of work in ways of mastering and mixing. Mixing first. I feel like sound wise you know what you're doing. I feel like I can hear it. Just the levels of it needs a bit of work. When I listen to the first part of the drop, I just, you know, the kick is a bit flat. It's not there. I hear like a like the reverse, like a reverse impact or something that is on the first second of the drop. It's pushing the kick, that probably there's a kick, but it's pushing it to the background, and you need to search for a way to get your kick on top of it, so you have like when it drops you have that effect of boom, there it is, you know. And that's just basically work of levels and mixing. And sound wise I feel like you're there, you know what you're doing. It just needs the right levels, it just needs the right dynamics, because when you have that and you have the right kicks and the right like EQing on that and the right volumes, yeah, I think then you could really be like make a track that's playable for like DJs. So I mean, like, you're getting there. Just know that a lot of people, like when it comes to mixing, when it comes to volume, people tend to push every sound. What you get is that you over compress your mix, and I think that's what's happening here, because the track searches everywhere for like dynamics right now, and then it's like costing your kick drum. If you want to put your kick drum on top, you don't even have to add anything to your kick drum or push up the volumes. Try to lower everything else instead of pushing one thing, because what you get then is then everything gets like a big sausage and it just doesn't work dynamically. So try to look at volumes first before you're going to over compress stuff and put effects on it and put volumes on top of it. Try to look at volumes, because that's a lot in production, I feel like, and a lot of people are like talking about EQing and stuff like that. True, but the first rule is like have your like volumes right, because then it just makes sense more. And I feel like this track, the sounds are there, you know what I mean? I really like this lead sound on the drop. It's really like, it has really good sound. So keep up the good work, and just watch some tutorials about mastering, mixing, you know. Someone's asking me, by the way, which laptop are you using for music production, and how often do you upgrade it? Any preferred brands you always go for? I'm gonna be really honest. I'm working on MSI right now, Windows, because I started on Windows. I'm an FL producer. I also produced in Logic for a long time, but that was for school, for Hammond Broad Academy. But I just always preferred FL. Back then, there was still not FL Studio for Windows, or for Mac, sorry. So I was only working on Windows. So I got used to Windows, you know. I had a Windows PC on my bedroom when I was younger. So I started with Windows, and that's how I always preferred Windows. I'm going to switch to Mac because right now FL Studio is on Mac really good. You don't need parallels anymore. It's really working very well. You know, it's already for a while, but you know, I have this laptop for a while already. This laptop, I don't really recommend it. It's like not good at all. It runs the projects. It's doing everything possible, but my screen died. Like it's broken. I need to work on HDMI screen, external screens, all the time. It just broke down. I don't know why. In 1 year. So yeah, I already like ordered a MacBook because like this is just not something that I feel like is something that I can work with. And even like when you say like, okay, yeah, the screen is broken, you get like, okay, yeah, you can deliver it, and it takes like 16 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, but I cannot not make music for 16 weeks. That's costing me my career, you know? I need to make music. So it's like so hard to lose your laptop for like maintenance and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to have like a Mac, or like I just ordered a Mac, and let's hope everything goes well. Just gonna take me like a month to get everything on my Mac, but yeah, that's what it is. Sometimes you have to invest a bit in your time. But that's your answer. I use this one, but I'm gonna get a MacBook. Let's see if we got any more. MacBook Air is all you need. Yeah, it's funny, you know. I have a lot of my best friend is a camera guy, working like in video production. I have a lot of creative friends also in the video business, and we all have like these like funny jokes. Like we send each other like the new MacBook and like which processor and stuff like that, you know. But in the end, I was seeing like so many producers that bought like over maxed MacBooks, and I'm like, you don't even know, like you don't even need all of this. Like if you really look at music production, it's not that crazy. Like, you know, all the new stuff, everything, you really don't need like an over maxed MacBook for that, to be honest. So I always look at what I need, and the only thing I really think is that is important is like the SSD, but then, you know, you can always add more. How did you balance education with music? I was on a music school. I was at the end of my normal school. I did my exams. And what happened was I was already touring then. So I did like the music school, but I didn't have time to finish school because I was already touring. So I was end of 14, beginning 15. I started out, and then I was one of the youngest DJs at the moment. So I was just touring the world, basically playing shows. And then I chose to not finish school and to work on my music career. But I had to wait until I was like legal, because it's illegal to work as a child. So I was still on school, half, and I was very lucky that my school was a music school. So they were really like supportive in ways of like, okay, you cannot come to school right now because you're basically not in the country. But then yeah, they were very supportive of it, and a lot of like other DJs did that school as well. Martin Garrix, Mesto, to name a few. So yeah, we had a lot of fun at that school, the Herman Brood Academy. Hello from Ukraine, what's up? I cried my eyes out until I stopped. Yeah. I have to be quick right now. I'm gonna do one more demo, and then I'm gonna just make a track in like 30 minutes. So let's go to this one. Not your genre, but feedback appreciated. I wonder what this is gonna be. love the vibes in this, to be honest. I really love it. Here we go. Imagine driving in your car, going like a highway in the nighttime, no one is there, chilling. I can feel it. Sick. I don't have anything bad to say about this. I really like it. The vibes are great. It's chill, and in the end, it's also like energetic in a way that, you know, it's giving energy and it's chill at the same time. So that's a really sweet spot you got there. I could play this like what I told you guys. Like I could play this in my car when I'm just driving. It's chill. It's giving good vibes. Yeah, I don't really have anything negative to say about this. Not that feedback is negative, but I feel like. I cannot really give feedback on this. I mean, it's dope. If I would do something different, maybe... Maybe I would make this break a bit more simple, you know, like with like a... Not like a really distorted loop like this on the background, like the filtered distorted loop that's on there. I would change it a bit because it's a bit like too busy. You could make it like easier, like, you know... a nicer loop or whatever, like a hi-hat that's going on, like a top kick that's like filtered, like the low end is filtered, but in the end it's dope. So man, keep going. Yeah, also I saw people saying like let's do this more in the future. Let's do it, of course. If I didn't check your demo today, we have a different chance. We're gonna do this way more often, so don't worry. I just want to do like the last minutes of my stream with you guys. I want to go to producing because I feel like you also want to see me to go to work, and I want to give you a look into the kitchen, like we say in Holland. So let's get to work. Let's get it. All right. I just did like something real quick. I just pushed a kick there, a hat, and a clap. So I'm gonna start really simple, basically with only this. Easy, right? Basically all we need right now. Working 130 BPM. Just gonna make it a bit longer because, you know. Okay, we're gonna start with a bass line. Gonna make it a very simple one. Let's get it. I tech bass. Easy, straight to the point, you know what I mean? By the way, I don't work very like organized. That's something that I have since a child. I'm like the worst ADHD guy in the world. And they always told me like, you really need to work organized to make your head a bit more into like a... Like to give your life a bit more structure, but I never did. And I don't know what I need to do about it, but it is what it is. And it works, you know, so in the end, if it works, why would you change it, right? Let's go. Let's check it out. This is basically what we have right now. Yeah, okay. This needs sidechain. Let's put it on a random channel. Let's do it really easy right now. I love shaper box. And then I love to get to the sync ducking, make space for kick. It's basically really simple. You just have it going like this. It's a bit too distorted. I'm gonna add kickstart real quick, just because it gives more effect. All right, there we go. Clone it because I want to change the melody of this one. There we go. This is like a really chill button. Like, I was talking with Dylan Francis, and he was like, "I'm so jealous because you guys are working with FL Studio. You guys have this like swing. The swing button is like the biggest cheat code because you don't have to do it manually in your piano roll or whatever. It just gives the swing to the track. It's so chill. It's like sick." Easy, right? Chill. But I feel like this is cool. I'm gonna give that bass a bit more body. A bit more distortion. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick so you guys can listen to it better. The quality of the sound is better then. Just to release a bit more to give it more body, you know. I want a bass line to be fuller, you know, not like too tight. Gonna grab that kick. And give it this one. I really love knock. It's like a new kind of sound goodizer thing, which is super sick. Because the punch button, I don't even know what it does. It just really gives it some more punch, literally. I'm gonna pull this a bit down. Gonna search on Splice right now. I need an open hi-hat. It needs to be something like this, but then cooler. Maybe this is dope. I'm gonna try this out. Music, making music is all about trying out stuff. If you don't try out stuff, then you will not get crazy ideas. Dope, I love it. I love it. Just gonna cut it out with the out button real quick. A bit more. Fuck. Sorry, not swearing. here, everywhere. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna add like a snare, add some more perks, like percussion sounds, whatever. It needs a bit more snap here. This is the art of finding a right snare. This is literally producing. Like imagine, like I actually hate doing sessions with people in the studio because I'm literally doing stuff like this all the time, and then people are like sitting there, and I'm always feeling like, are you actually enjoying this? Now, okay, we're gonna grab this one. I already got it, by the way, but let's grab it just for the sake of it. Okay, right now we're gonna add something because right now we have the basics a bit, you know, it's easy. We're gonna add like a stab on the first, or maybe even like something else. But yeah, let's grab Serum because I love Serum too. I love the guys from Shadows. I love Sick Crate. Always, like, he sent me this new pack, which is crazy. Shout out to this guy. Always coming through with the heat. Because we don't have a lot of time, I cannot really go into like sound design. We could do that at a different time. So now we have to work with presets a bit, but that's okay. Who doesn't work with presets, right? I know. If you don't work with presets, you're making yourself way too hard. Pretty dope. Could be easier, could be like a stab or something. Maybe we could change this a bit. Already going to give this its own channel because I want to get the low out of it. Just a kickstart real quick. Oh, not Ozone 8. I don't even know why it's there. Kickstart. Easy. Shout out Nicky Romero. I don't really like it. But it needs to have effect, right? Could be dope. Not sure. I could also do something like this where I just... That's pretty dope. Then you have like a crazy aggressive like drop, you know, and then it switches to the more simple part. So you have like this effect that everyone's like, what is going on here? And that is what we're going to create right now. So okay, well, that's noise, but that's what we need. We need noise. I want to create this effect with like a phaser. Give it more depth. No. Yes, okay. We are going to... Why is that saying Ozone 8? I don't know. That's actually Kickstart. It has a bit too much high end, so we're gonna put that high end down. And I feel like the sidechain could be a bit more aggressive. And what I want to do is I sometimes use Endless Smile for this. Shout out to Dada Life, because this one is pretty easy. I use No Limit. I go to make an automation clip of it. So what you get right now, I need to cut it up. It's basically a bit of a reverb / delay at the same time. But I just like to use that because then you have the same effect with just one knob. But we're gonna extend that a bit. So it gives like a nice tail to it, you know. Because if you don't do it, you have like it's too obvious, like right. I don't really like that. I feel like it always needs like a little bit of a tail to make it more full. You know what I mean? This is pretty dope already. Okay, easy. I feel like we could like basically work a bit on like a pre-drop or whatever, because then I can show you guys what I was talking about earlier, the importance of levels and the importance of when a drop comes in, you know what I mean? It needs something easy before, So I'm gonna search for a vocal just randomly because I just wanna create the same experience as everyone else. That's just opening Splice, searching for something. I'm not gonna use stuff that I've already saved because then it's a different effect, you know. I'm not gonna be like really strict on this. I'm just gonna search for something cool.
Why we gotta be in such a rush?
I don't like to look into the key too much that I'm working in because you can always pitch it, you know, and it gives you more options.
Gangsters with that looking for.
Ay, qué rico se ve.
Yes.
I don't care.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you.
Flip that with a step back. When I come around, try and.
I've heard this one so many times. It's crazy, but I love it. Though.
What the fuck?
Oh.
What the fuck? What the
All right. Let's not use that one.
If all, estoy buscando.
I'm writing rap vocal and I get this.
If only you could stay here.
Amazing rap. I love that.
La, la, la.
Also amazing rap.
You wanna feel alive? You wanna remember who you are? Beneath the noise, beneath the jams and the heartbreak. Then you better let the music celebrate.
I still think about you a lot.
I don't know why I don't get. Okay, I'm gonna use some filters right now because it's just basically.
Flip that. Packs in my rap from the block to the back. Bow. Leave my soul running, it's cold in this house. You getting funny, I know they're about. Can't be there frontin', I know about this route. You a shot to my heart, it's my turn like.
Fuck what they say, man.
Go! Alright, I like what you. First, you got.
Flip that. With them, I need a
Wait.
cold. These brothers, my guy. It's ghost mode.
Yo.
This one's sick. I'm gonna use this for like an effect. I'm gonna save that one.
Ripping the.
Turn it up.
Cap it up. Wrap it up. You can tell all the love's running off. Eyes full of tears, had they lost in the.
Oh, you see, I'm cool.
Pain, don't wanna go.
Bop.
Flow is so Givenchy.
Bop,
Pain,
bop,
pain.
bop, bop, bounce it the bop.
Flow, bow. Leave my soul running, it's cold in this house.
Call me in the city, always wanna talk, but
Bust it, bop, bop, bop.
Why they wanna move like that? Why you want gone?
Straight from the underground.
Why they
Straight from the underground.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna use this one.
Straight from the underground.
Fine. That's dope. Give it a kickstart. Easy sidechain. Okay, easy.
Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground.
Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground.
Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground.
I really like this voice pitched a bit up. I don't know why.
Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground.
I'm gonna put this effect on it that is called where is it? Stretch. I really love this. Trigger, create automation. So what it does, it stretches out the vocal a bit and gives it like a robot voice. I've been seeing Skrillex do this a lot. I really love to do this before, like when you cut off a vocal a bit. I'll show you guys what it does.
Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground.
You know, it gives it like the till at the end of it.
Straight from the underground.
Just just need to play around with this a bit more because
Straight from the underground. 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 Straight from the underground.
okay, what we're gonna do right there is basically work on the build-up. We have to do it fast, right? We're almost over time. I'm gonna do it real quick because then I can show you guys the effect that I was talking about. So we have this one, the bass line. We're gonna clone it, the pattern. We're gonna clone this. We're gonna grab the bass line, delete the other one, pull the volume down, give it a different channel. I'm gonna do 16 randomly. I'm gonna take out with the EQ the lows. Put it in like the build-up. Okay, so we're starting the build-up with this. This is like the base of the build-up, literally. I'm gonna also use the Endless Smile and also the No Limit, purely on this one. We create an automation clip. We're gonna work around this sound right now.
Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground.
Okay, so what we're gonna do right now. Yes, so we're gonna automate the sustain. Which is gonna build up really, like cutting it off, like really like heavy. Earlier already. I'll give it a bit more.
Straight from the underground.
Okay, now we got that already. We have to be fast right now. We're already over time, so I'm gonna grab a snare roll, 130. Okay, we're gonna use this. Not my favorite snare roll, but it is what it is. It's fine. I'm gonna use a riser. I'm gonna use random sounds right now, right? Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna work on the idea of like what it should be, because that's the most important. I can give this a channel 12. I'll give this channel 12. What we're gonna do is cut down the volume a bit. Also give this an Endless Smile. Just give this a same effect. Maybe a different effect. Let's see. Oh, not link parameters.
Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground.
That's dope.
Straight from the underground. Straight from the underground.
It needs to cut down at the end.
Straight from the under. Straight from the underground.
Okay, you know, we're getting there. The most important thing about this build-up is that, you know, the low end is a bit gone. So all the low end drops in the drop. You know what I mean? So we're gonna build it up like this effect a bit more. It's not really necessary right now, but I would just want to show you guys this trick before we stop the stream. I like a lot of people do this, but I just want to show you guys this because it's really something that helps production in ways of like the build up and the drop. So we have the balance on the master. We're putting this right here. Sorry, right here. What we want to do right before the drop is to turn down the volume, but in a very small way. So like in the end, when it drops, you will have the slightly effect of the volume like going up. Some people won't even notice it, but it's just about the effect, you know? And it makes sense when the build-up is fuller, you know what I mean?
Straight from the underground.
Basically, that's what I do with every track. But it's necessary when your build-up is more full. Like right now, we are in a hurry, so we cannot do like a full build-up. But yeah, you know the effect, and I feel like this is something that I could do in real quick in 20 minutes. So yeah, I appreciate you guys checking in. If you guys have any more questions, I'm here to answer a few more, and then we have to end the stream. So any more questions, anything you need to know about the industry, about, you know, advice, about, I don't know, if you have anything, let me know. The -1 dB trick. Yeah, I call it like, I don't know. It's just easy. It's just something that I could do really quick. We could have gone more in depth, but then we need more time. We don't have that right now. Martin says, thoughts on using AI? It depends what you use it for. I feel like if you use it for your tracks in ways of melody and stuff, I feel like it's a bit like cheating, and I don't really like that. In the end, you just have to do what you want. But as a producer, I feel like I don't really want to have a computer make my melody, because for me the most important thing is making something myself, and then I can be like really proud of it. But yeah, then again, there's also DJs that don't make their own music, so in that way, what is the difference, you know? Only thing is, like, when you're gonna upload your music, it's gonna learn from your music as well. So basically you're giving like your music to someone that's gonna use it for themselves. So I wouldn't, that's the thing that I don't like. But the thing I like about it is that I can use like effects on, like, for instance, vocals. I'm like recording my own voice, and then I'm changing it to a totally completely different voice that sounds like a rapper or whatever, and I can use it in a production. So that's what really like about it. And I can work really quick with like reference vocals. So for instance, I want to work with a vocalist. I can already record something myself, change the vocal and say like, okay, my reference has to be something like this. And I'm still working with like a real vocalist, but it's just helpful to give it a bit more image. Sorry about that. Let's see. Will you come to Morocco? Why not? Why not? I love Marrakesh. Please re-upload this stream. I will. And we're gonna do more production streams as well, so you guys can see a bit more in depth what I'm doing. Because this was way too short. This was way too short. I had to be quick. But I also like to listen to demos and give you guys answers, so we had to make time for that as well. Biggest tip to get signed to Stamped: be yourself, be creative, create something that will fit into DJ sets. Right now people think a lot about labels and still like streaming and stuff like that, but I personally think that it's more important to have a track that every DJ plays, to be at like make a track for festivals and clubs, than to really make music that a lot of people listen to on streaming. Of course streaming makes money, of course your track get noticed, but I feel like profile wise, like your artist profile could benefit a lot from other DJs playing your music. So always when you make music, think about like, what are other DJs playing right now, what works really well on the festivals, and how can I give my own twist to this. If you master that, if you get that sweet spot, that will help your career so much. And people will start noticing your tracks in like DJ sets from others and be like, okay, this DJ is playing that track, it must be good. And that's basically how you can build your career right now. So really, like those promo emails, stuff like this, that you guys send me music is so important right now. And in the end, the labels will automatically follow because they all want to have the track everyone is playing. Yeah, that's it. Please save this live session. I will save it. Are there masterclasses by you? Yeah, I will do more of that in the future as well. I have a masterclass also with Stamped. That's like really in depth, going from start to the end. So I really start a project in a simple way because I felt like a lot of these masterclasses are super technical, but I feel like there's a lot of people that really need to learn like basics and then go into more like a track, So we could do that. Vluarr says Silent One is still relevant. Yeah, I feel a lot of people are using it. I love it. Do you mix and master in FL? Yeah, I do. Let's see. Advice for producers that are starting out, that already have decent production skills but haven't released anything yet. Don't stress too much about releasing music. That's what I already told. It's like people think that signing to a label then you will make it. As long as I'm signed to a label, everything will go by itself. But we're living in a time right now where you have to do everything almost yourself when you are not signed. You will have to get noticed. You will, you have to be like thinking about marketing. It's so important to get your music to the right people. So what I would advise, instead of reaching like out to labels, release them yourself. Try to go into communities online like these chat boxes, Discord. Give your music away for free. Let DJs discover your music. Let your music be discovered by people that play live. And if you will use, for instance, like SoundCloud, you're gonna upload it on Hyped or something like that, those tools, it's easier to get noticed. And then it's the fastest way to get there is just to make remixes. Remix tracks that are popular, that DJs could play in their sets, and you will automatically get support until you can make your own tracks, like originals, and then you could do those on like labels. But first, get out there, get like your music played by DJs. Think about what is going to be something that everyone wants to play this summer or this winter, and hit the studio thinking like, okay, I want to make a banger that everyone's going to play. Thanks for listening to my track in the end. We'll work on that breakbeat verse. No problem, man. Okay, SJ Bay Prod says, why would you sign a track to a label if it's already big? Yeah, good question. I think labels, they take away a lot of work that you cannot see. Like in the background, labels do a lot, you know. So they will help you distribute it. They will help you in ways that it's harder for you. It saves you money. It saves you time, and you can focus more on like producing and being creative, because the business side is like hectic and sometimes a bit too much. It's really really helpful to know your stuff, but I still feel like it's better to do stuff with other people. Like in the end, you have to do a lot yourself, but if you could have people around you that push it more, that will only benefit your product. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Rainier says that's not how creativity happens though, trying to please others. No, you have to make something that you like always. But, you know, it's not going to work out if no one is liking your music. So you have to think a bit outside of the box and outside of your own ego. If you not want to please others and you want to make music that you like, that's okay. But if you don't reach the right people that will like your music, then you're making music for no one, and then it will never happen. And the advice was how to get your music signed, and not like how to make the best music. And to give you guys answer, like how to be signed is to make music that people want to listen to. So of course being creative means that you make music that you like, but if you are not commercializing it in a way that no one is going to listen to it, then yeah, you're not gonna get signed to a label, or you're not gonna have success or have other DJs play your music. If only you are liking it, you know what I mean? So you have to be creative, of course, but then I feel like if you are getting signed and if you are getting played by other DJs, you're already creative enough, you know? I'm assuming you are creative enough, you know what I mean? So if you're not creative, you're like, you cannot make music. So in the end, this is a good one. Best way to get DJs to notice your DMs. It's hard because not everyone is looking into their DMs. Like DMs are flooding. But try to go. For instance, when you send a DM, like a demo, most DJs play in the weekends. Like what I mostly do when I play music or play a set, I'm checking like more like around the weekends because I need music. So maybe Thursday you can send a demo. Maybe it's better than a Monday because like someone's at home, like not working or like traveling. So Thursday is better because on Friday most DJs are traveling. I think on Thursday would be a good day, but then you know you need to be lucky. Sometimes it's just basically opening DMs and seeing something, and then you know it's not always happening. But then again, try to find the A&R from a label. Try to find something online about them. Who is there? Who could you try? Is he like, or he or her hanging around with people? Try to reach those people. Try to find like different ways to reach people. You cannot go to the source itself. So instead of going to the artist, check who his A&R is or her A&R, or go to a label A&R and see like who they are hanging around with, because sometimes you have to be a bit like bold to get noticed. But yeah. I think we have to stop the live stream because we are running over time. I really had fun with this. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're going to do this way more often. I really enjoyed it. Next time I'll make more time for the production part as well. And let's check some more demos and just like have fun, because that's the most important. I wish you guys all the best. Keep making music if you're a producer. If not, if you're just checking out, maybe see you soon at a show nearby. Next one it's going to be Australia, so maybe see you in Australia. But have fun. Ciao, and all the best. Let's go!